Now and honor those who served this great country of ours.
Vice President of Christian Life and Service and Senior Minister to Gardner-Webb University. He currently serves as the interim pastor of Florence Baptist Church in Forest City, North Carolina.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great to be back at the ballpark. Hi, everybody, along with Steve Woodard, former Major League pitcher. I'm Mike Gleason. Great to have you with us, and certainly is good to be back in the ballpark. Last year, I keep saying last year, of course, it was 2019 because of that terrible COVID pandemic. But let's talk about this matchup right now. We've got the defending champions in 2019 against a team from Michigan that's been here 10 times now. Of course, different players. But what about the matchup? What do you see
Well,
here?
both well-coached teams. I mean, great program with Michigan, and Michigan is, they've been here 10 times. And this, like we said, Idaho's defending champions and well-coached also. And, it should be a great game. I'm looking forward to it.
I certainly am looking forward to it as well. As you look at Michigan, they're 33-3. And Ryan Alexander's team from Idaho Falls, 41 victories, 41-9. And they weren't even sure what to expect from that ball club this year. They losing so many great players from 2019.
Yeah, and they just kind of regrouped, and they have one remaining guy coming back, Kai Howell. But they made it back again. Tough road, made it back.
All right, Midland will be taking the first swings. Midland, Michigan, of course, as Idaho Falls, the Bandits, will be the home team in here, game number 3 of 4. And coming up later tonight, it's going to be Ridge, Maryland against Tupelo, Mississippi, coming up at 7 o'clock here on ESPN 3. Let's take a look at the lineup now for Michigan. Leading things off and playing third base will be Al Money. All he did was hit .438 back in the regionals. Logan McCoy playing second base, batting second, also going over the 400 mark in the regionals last week. Griffin Clark, .411, the second best batting average on the team during the regular season. And Avion Rivera will be out in right field. He'll be hitting in the cleanup spot. And you look at the defensive lineup now. Who's out on the hill for Idaho Falls?
Well, Merritt Jones, which is their ace of their staff. Merritt Jones, he's 85, 88 mile-an-hour range on the fastball. Sliders his second pitch. He throws strikes, competes, and he is going to CSI JUCO College and, had a good regional 2-0, 1.48 ERA. And, he's dominated. So I'm looking forward to seeing this matchup with these two teams.
Well, running down the umpire lineup behind the home plate, calling the balls and strikes, will be Roger Wolf, Jeff Maxey at first base, Michael Parnell at second. Darren Duncan will be anchoring down at third, down that left field line. Checking the Idaho defensively, first of all on the corners, Max Jepson at third, Bradley Thompson at first base. The double play combination of Nate Ross and Diesel Luce. In the outfield, left to right, Chandler Robinson, Kai Howell out in center field, Elliott Jones in right, R.J. Woods behind the plate, and as Woody mentioned, Merritt Jones will be opening the game on the hill for Ryan Alexander. So Al Money stepping in the box to lead things off for Michigan, and talk about having a good regional. I mentioned the fact that he hit .438. He was also the MVP of that regional, Steve. And not only did he get it done at the plate, he also pitched 8 innings of pretty good baseball there for Dan Cronkite.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. He's the leader of this team, and he gets them going. And, that's what they're hoping to do right here, right off the bat.
We mentioned, or Steve mentioned, 10 times now this Midland, Michigan team has been at the World Series. More on that after the first pitch from Merritt Jones. First pitch caught that outside corner for a strike, according to Roger Wolf. Sitting way up here in the press box, I thought it looked a little bit high, but I guess we won't go there.
Not after the first pitch.
There's a check swing, and this one is deferred down to first base. Jeff Maxey says no, he didn't swing, so count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. I was going to mention Dan Cronkite down at third base coaching, taking over for his brother Steve. There's a bouncer to Nate Rose, picks it up and fires over to Bradley Thompson. There's 1 up and 1 down.
Yeah, great job of Merritt getting ahead and getting a ground ball to start this off. And as we saw in 19, Idaho plays some very, very good defense.
So 1 up and 1 down. Here's Logan McCoy now, the 5'8", 175-pounder out of Dow High School. This one's outside. He hit .388 in the regular season and upped those numbers, improved those numbers to .400 in the regionals. McCoy, a gap-to-gap hitter, led the team with 10 doubles, had a couple of triples, no home runs. There's a bouncer right back, stabbed by Jones, flips it underhand over to Thompson. There's 2 up and 2 down.
Well, he better have got that. It was going to get him. And earlier in the day, we had a pitcher get hit in the back, but he was able to stab that one there and get the second out there at first base. You can see here. Let's see. That was a good play right there by Merritt.
Here's Griffin Clark, the shortstop. Dan Cronkite saying that's a very solid defensive Michigan club. As a matter of fact, in the regionals, they had 5 double plays in 1 game, and they came back with 4 more in the second game. That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. And both these teams, I mean, you see how they're coached. I mean, they play good defense, just play good all-around baseball.
There's a fastball just missing, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Griffin Clark.
And Merritt Jones, Mike, he really reminds me of in 19, the guy that Idaho ran out right off the bat, their #1 pitcher, and reminds me a lot of him.
Who was drafted by the Rangers.
Who was drafted by the Rangers,
game, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm drawing a blank on the name, but
he's at the University of Utah right now, pitching the middle innings. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Merritt Jones, after falling behind 2-0, it's now 2-2 now. Clark with 46 base hits in the regular season. That is #1 on the team. This one just misses outside with a breaking ball. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first.
And you see that slider, which we said was his second pitch, and man, that's a pretty good slider.
Yeah, just missed that strike zone. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he missed him outside, ball 4. So Michigan has a base runner as Griffin Clark trots down to first base after the base involved. Well, Woody, the cleanup man, gets the hit in the first inning now. Avion Rivera. 5'9", but 225 pounds. He has some pop in his bat.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk with him the other night. He told me, he said, call him AV. He liked that nickname, AV. But
okay, all right.
He likes the hit.
I would have called him AV, but you didn't invite me to that meeting. So I'll call him AV if you want me to. That was a nice pitch, just caught for a strike.
Yeah, but he looks like he can hit up there. He looks very comfortable. And
this Idaho Falls, obviously different players now, but back in 19, they turned 6 double plays here in Shelby at a .969 fielding percentage, which was the best in the 18 field. They won the championship by beating Fargo, North Dakota, 5-3. Hard to believe it was 2 years ago. A little tap to the hill, and Jones is all over it. Flips it underhand over to Bradley Thompson. And they got 4 up, and the power hitter dribbles one back to the mound, and they're out of the first. Played a half inning, and here comes the Bandits to take their first swing of the afternoon. Jepson out in left will bat third, and Kai Howell in center field will hit in the cleanup spot. And out on the hill for Midland, Michigan, Woody?
Yeah, we got Max Coughlin, and Max had an unbelievable regional. He had a .84 ERA, 2-0 in the regional, through 10.10 and 2/3 innings, and just dominated and had a good year. He was 7-0 on the year, throws about 82, 85, and man, this is a good matchup. Merritt Jones and Max Coughlin.
Leading off the bottom of the first.
Nate Rose steps in now. I mentioned the MVP of the regional. Pitched as well as hit. A smooth 438 in that regional. 3 RBIs. Picked up 3 stolen bases as well. Here's the first pitch, a swing and a foul tap. And Woody Rose hit and pitched, as I mentioned. He threw a complete game in the championship game.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything, and the thing about this team here, this Idaho team, is you're going to see them when they hit a ball, they're going to be hustling out of the box, and they're going to try to be on 2 every time.
Fly ball out to center field, and Nolan Sanders backs up, and there's one down. Got under that one, and that'll bring up Elliott Jones, the right fielder.
Right fielder, Elliott Jones, number 31.
Jones at 5'9", 165 pound, a rising senior at Idaho Falls High School. Slow breaking pitch in for a strike.
And they said he's got a little power, sneaky pop. He had the postseason home run to help them actually win the state tournament.
Yeah, that's a great point. They said watch out for his bat because don't underestimate him because of his height. And he's fast too on the base paths. Got under this one, and it's drifting down the right field line. The second baseman over there, McCoy, pulls it in. There's 2 down. So we take a look at the lineup there defensively. Robinson, Howell, and Jones in the outfield. Rose and Luce, the double play combination. Jepson and Thompson on the corners. All right, go ahead. Say it.
No, that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's
I'm
early,
a
man.
little bit confused.
It's
We got Michigan in the outfield right
Yeah.
now. Idaho gets their defensive team listed twice. So
Yeah, we're all good.
if you missed it the first time,
You got it the second time.
there's a shot down the left field line. Al Money couldn't handle it. Rolling towards the corner. Jepson will wind up with a stand-up double here with 2 down in the first inning. So Jepson with 19 during the regular season gets one here, and they have a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, he just looked like a breaking ball that was right down the middle of the plate and right down third base line all the way to the wall, and easy double there for Jepson.
So with 2 down, the left-hand hitting Kai Howell now steps in. Graduated last year, playing some ball over at Walla Walla Community College. Lays down the bunt, and it's going to be a successful bunt. And the throwing error is going to bring in a run. And Howell's going to leg it to third. Boy, the ball rolled way out there by the warning track. And Idaho Falls, the Bandits jump on top 1-0.
Just like we said in the opening, they're going to play hard. They're going to be running out of the box. And you see Kai, the only remaining guy from that championship team in 19 laid down a perfect bunt and got everything going for him. You see that bunt, just perfect spot.
Would have been a bang-bang play at first, but they gave the air to the third baseman, Al Money, on the throw. Here's Ace Webb now, the DH.
I'm wondering if did they give him a hit and then they gave an error to the right fielder for mishapping with the ball there.
That's a good question. You're going to have to talk to Joanne about that. It's a beautiful bunt.
Yeah.
And the throw pulled the first baseman, Johnson, way off the base.
Yeah, well, they gave an error to the throw, and then there could have been 2 errors on that play.
So what you're saying is Joanne was being generous. This one gets past the catcher, Warner. Here comes the throw. Yes, he got him. Howell thought he had made it, but the umpire, Roger Wolf, says, nope, not quite. And nail him at the plates, but they do push one run across. All right, let's take a couple of looks at this throw and the tag.
Yeah, from up here, it looked like he was out. He never even touched the bag, but he didn't ever get there before he got him. So.
The American Legion World Series is brought to you by the American Legion and North Carolina Tourism.
And we head to the top of the second now. It's going to be Alex Warner, Derek Boer, and Brody Krzyzak, the DH. First pitch was a wicked cut by Warner, which he missed. And then when this one misses outside for a ball, it's 1-1 on Alex Warner.
And we got a tight zone behind the plate today.
This one caught the inside corner for a strike. That is a tough pitch for a lefty to hit.
Yes, it is.
Just dusted that inside corner. Warner with 3 hits and a couple of RBIs in the regional final for this Michigan team. He's got a quick bat.
You can tell he can handle the bat and just do anything to foul it off to hang in there.
This one's down in the dirt. Warner, the catcher, bats left, throws right. A lot like Ted Simmons, the most recent former Legion player inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Simmons, of course, at one time played for your team, the Brewers.
Brewers, yeah.
This one's foul. Just outside the bag, and it's 2-2 here at the top of the second inning. And the count goes 3 balls and 2 strikes. This Michigan team averaging about 8.7 base hits in the regular season, 9 in the regionals. So keeping it consistent. Here's a tapper towards second. And Diesel loose picks it up.
Great name there.
Diesel. Yep. So there's one down in the second. It's going to be Derek Boer now, the left fielder, stepping in.
If I'm not mistaken, Derek's brother was here several years ago.
There's a slow grounder to short. Nate Rose. It'll be a tough play, but he guns it over to first base. Not in time. That's going to be an infield base hit. That was close, though.
Yes, it was. Just right off the end of the bat, and couldn't get out his glove quick enough. Look, couldn't get a handle on it, and just beat it out.
Yeah, considering how far Rose ran, actually, it was a pretty good throw from shortstop. It looks like your old buddy Robin Yount with that long hair flowing out of the hat. Here's Brody Krzyzak, the DH. Breaking ball outside. Misses for a ball. Krzyzak, another one of the young ball players, finishing his sophomore season, a rising junior from Bay City John Glenn High School. This one's outside for a ball. Dan Cronkright, the head coach here, says plenty of baseball ahead of this young man. Versatile player. Catches, pitches. Actually had 2 appearances in the regionals where he pitched or threw 3 in a 3rd inning. Didn't allow a run, gave up 3 hits.
You know, the game's changed so much now. You know, back when I played, you know, you pitched, you played the field, and now we have all, you know, pitcher only. Just pitch, don't play the field.
Runners going. R.J. Woods couldn't get out of his glove in time, and that's going to go down as a stolen base for Derek Boer. So the DH, Krzyzak, with an RBI opportunity right now for Michigan as they trail 1-0.
Yeah, you can see he got a good jump there, but just couldn't get out of his glove to get a handle on the ball to throw him out right here. Best to hold on to it.
This Michigan team in the regionals stranded 11 runners, about 7 per game. And now Boer out there at second base with 1 down here in the 2nd inning. I'll say this about Merritt Jones. If he's trying to dust those corners so far, he's doing a pretty good job at that.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's smooth. You can see, you know, he's worked on those mechanics. Some very good mechanics, and ball jumps out of his hand.
Back-to-back 3-2 counts now for Merritt Jones. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a tapper. Jones goes to third and got the tag. Nice job by Jepson. For a second there, he had the snow cone going, and I thought he had missed the tag.
Yeah, that's a tough play. The ball was carrying him that way, and instead of going to first, getting the for sure out, went to third, and you see him going that way, and that's a dangerous play, especially when third baseman's not on the bag, and that runner got by you had been safe. But good play there.
So it takes a runner out of scoring position now with the 2 down. Here's Trent Johnson, first baseman, stepping in for the first time. Johnson just graduating from Dow High School. Coming off a good summer, 364. He had 300 in the regionals. Thought about it. Check swing. No, it's 1-1. Johnson 6'2", 195. Got a couple of hits and 3 ribbies in that regional final.
That's a good slider. Slider down and away, down the dirt a little bit, and swing and a miss.
He definitely had Johnson tied up in knots that time.
See if he goes right back to that and maybe tries to bounce it this time. Nope.
Here's the 1-2 delivery outside, 2-2. The pitch to waste. Dan Cronkright saying they could have used this guy's arm too. Matter of fact, 2 years ago he was #1 in the rotation in the high school state tournament back in Michigan. He injured his arm in the semifinals, and they put him on the shelf as far as pitching. There's a bouncer. Boy, Jones, this will be the third time that he's got the outs. So 1-3, and they had 1 stranded. Sanders, Avion, or A.V. Rivera. Alex Warner behind the plate catching, and Max Coughlin. First pitch, just missing for a ball, is Ace Webb, the DH, who was batting in the last inning when Kai Howell was nailed at the plate. So Webb steps in to take Another opportunity to get a base hit. This one's in for a strike. It's 1-1. High pop-up. Boy, McCoy, the second baseman, was going in, but Nolan Sanders called for it. The center fielder coming in, which is the right call, of course, and there's one up and one down.
Yeah, getting the first out there, huge. And, you know, talked about yesterday watching them, everybody take infield and outfield. And, man, everybody played good defense yesterday. Everybody was throwing the ball around. And all these teams looked like they had some good defense.
Here's a catcher, R.J. Woods, getting his first swings of the afternoon. Well, this young man was on fire the first 4 games of the regionals. He's hitting over 600. Even though that dipped down to about 429, which isn't too shabby.
Not too shabby there, is
I'll
it?
take that, but he did have 2 hits in the championship game. A rocket hit back at Coughlin, and that's got to go as a base hit, I would think. That was hard to handle.
Yeah, it was tough to knock his glove off. And, tough play there. And you see it here. And actually tried to off to the side, and it just fell off. Glove fell off and goes down as a hit.
So the left fielder, Chandler Robinson, steps in with 1 out. This one's in for a strike. Robinson at 6 feet, 200 pounds, a rising senior at Skyline High School out in Idaho. There's a fly ball out to center field, and back above 5 steps is Sanders. Pulls it in. There's 2 down. So Nolan Sanders out in center field pulls in 2. Woods goes back to first base, and here's Bradley Thompson, the first baseman, stepping in.
Yeah, and Bradley hit 283 on the year, a home run, 23 RBIs, and
that's in for a strike. It's 1-1. Yeah, Thompson. Usually Jacob Perez holds down that first base spot for this Bandit team, but he's the quarterback of his high school team, so he's in camp.
yeah, he's in camp and had to go. And you know, Bradley struggled a little bit there in the regionals. He was 2 for 13, but man, anything you get it going here, everybody forgets about that.
He did get to the hill twice. He had 2 appearances in the regionals through 5 2/3 innings. 5 2/3 innings, struck out 7, but he also had an 8.6 ERA. He'd like to have this one back, and Sanders drops in for the base hit. Sanders had a little bit too much real estate to cover. I thought maybe A.V. Rivera would have got there, but that's not the case. We've got runners on first and second now with 2 outs.
Yeah, I thought that was going to stay up there long enough for somebody to get that, but falls in now. Idaho, here we go again. Got a runner in scoring position. And you see the ball here, the bloop, and just right in front of him, right in no man's land.
Here's Diesel. His real name is Davin. Likes to go by Diesel. Diesel loose, inside and high for a ball.
What a great name.
Diesel. A name like Diesel, got to be headed for the major leagues, I would think, right?
Yeah. Look at the hair. All these Idaho guys, over 19, they had great, Kai and Tavin Lords and Charbonneau. I mean, all these guys have good hair.
Oh, you have a great memory. Great memory. Remember all those names. This one's going the opposite way. This time Rivera should be there. He is and pulls it in. So Idaho Falls, they leave 2 stranded. And we played 2 full. We head for the top of the 3rd inning. Here comes Michigan now, still trailing by 1-0. And as we check out the inside of the dugout of the Bandits, we see them winning it in 2019. And Woody mentioning some of those players, I said you have a great memory. Now, I did write down some on a card, so I'm cheating here. But back in 2019, on the all-tournament team, Brewer Webster, Alex Cortez, shortstop, Andrew Gregerson out in the outfield, and Caden Christensen, all on the all-tournament team.
Yeah, they had a great team there to watch. And then you go back to 18, Delaware. Delaware won, in extra innings on a base hit. And, this has been some good baseball over the last few years. And it's good to have some baseball back here in Shelby.
Here's the number 9 hitter now for Dan Cronkite, Nolan Sanders, the center fielder, who had an active inning this last defensive effort. Tries to lay one down. It's bunted foul. Great effort that time by R.J. Woods. Couldn't quite catch up to it.
Yeah, and I was going to say a while ago, after he got that hit, man, he looks he's a lot quicker than he looks and move around.
Speaking of moving, Sanders, very versatile. Plays hockey in the winter. Then in the spring, he plays baseball and runs track. As a matter of fact, he had the fastest time in the 100-meter sprints in his region back in Michigan.
One of the things that popped up to me looking at their stats was, if you look at that batting number 9 in the lineup, he scored 40 runs batting number 9 in the lineup.
Wow, that's a great point. That's 3rd best on the team. Here's a good cut, swing and a miss, so fouled back. It's 1-2. Yeah, that's 3rd best on the team. Is 38 hits. 2nd best on the team.
Sometimes hitting in that last spot's a pretty good place to hit. You see a lot of fastballs.
And you see that more and more, where a decent hitter's at the 9th spot to turn the lineup.
Yeah, to flip that order over. And you go back to Tony La Russa there with the Cardinals when he was there, and he would put the pitcher hitting in the 8 hole sometimes, and put the position player hitting 9th and trying to flip that order over.
Caught the corner for a strike, and so the number 9 hitter Sanders is caught looking. And Merritt Jones has his first strikeout.
Yeah, just a fastball, looked like just right on the outside corner. And like you said earlier, he's hitting that corner. And just a good fastball.
So here's the top of the order now. Al Money laid this one down and almost laid down a bunt single. At first I thought it hit him as he left the box.
Yeah, and RJ did a great job jumping out of the box and getting that. And it looked like the first baseman. To me, it looked like the first baseman may have left the bag a little early, and I think that's what Coach Conkright's asking, and they're going to have a meeting about it, looks like, and talk about it. Maybe we can get another look at it here and see.
Yeah, you've been hanging around me. You've been hanging around me too much, questioning the umpires' calls.
It was fun. I got a chance yesterday to talk to them all, and they were all in favor of, hey, let's have a review here. Maybe each coach gets one review. Oh, yeah. Coach Conkright's wanting a. See, I thought he may have come off the bag at first when he reached for it, but.
Well, the men in blue made their call. It's going to stand.
So, Coach, he was wanting him to come back up to hit, is what he was wanting to do, rather than be called out.
Number 17.
So 2 down. Here's Logan McCoy, who bounced back to the pitcher, Merritt Jones. He's 0 for 1. Caught the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1 with 2 down here. McCoy, we mentioned before, hitting 400 in the regionals. Also drove home 4 runs. Had 8 total bases.
There's that slider, Mike, down and away. That's a tough pitch.
Yeah, he's tying up these Michigan hitters. Chase that one. Not only tying up the hitters, getting in their head too, Woody.
Yeah, big swing and a miss there on that slider.
So Merritt Jones has his second strikeout of the afternoon. And I'm far away from home plate, don't get me wrong, but it seems like Jones is getting the call in the corner and Coughlin hasn't been so far.
Yeah, it's see from up here that looks like a strike, but you know, watching on TV, it's a little bit out.
Yeah, great point, great point.
It's so hard to see up here, see exactly where it is, how high, how low.
That was your subtle way of telling me to watch my monitor. Off
See,
speed.
that looked like a ball to me up here, you know. So.
All right.
But you got to wonder right here if he's going to be in motion going 2-1. Fastest guy on the team. And
Nice piece of hitting. Going the opposite way, and they're going to have runners at second and third. The ball gets past Rivera out in right field, rolls to the warning track. Well, Rivera just didn't get there, tried to backhand it, and that's going to be costly for Michigan as the Bandits put runners on the corner.
yeah, Elliott Jones just took that ball the other way, and you can see it here. And fastball away, goes to right field with it, and you can see right out of the box, he's thinking two right off the bat. And
So that's going to go down as a single and an error on Rivera in right field.
yeah, I tell you what, when you run out of the box like that, you make the outfielders make some plays where they, you know, bobble the ball and you can take an extra base.
So here's Jepson. He already has a double, a stand-up double, and he scored back in the first inning. Now he's got a couple of ducks on the pond, as they say. Jepson had 53 runs batted in during the regular season, which led the team. This young man led 65 hits, scored 49 times, 53 RBIs, 19 doubles, 5 home runs, all topping the charts for the Bandits.
And it might not be a bad spot right here to, you know, got first base open.
Breaking pitch down to the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jepson at 6'1", 170 had 10 total bases in the regional. Plus he stole 4. He was 4 for 4 with stolen bases. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Here's a bouncer opposite way. That'll score a run. McCoy handles it over there, but the fielder's choice pushes the run across, and we've got a 2-0 ball game.
Yeah, Jepson did his job, but you know, we wish he'd have had that pitch back because he was thinking base hit, driving 2 runs, but got in there runner from third base.
Here's Kai Howell. Just 1 down, runner at third. Takes a vicious cut. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
And on top of that, he gets the runner from second to third, another runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. And
there's a shot back to the hill, and they've got the runner in the hot box. Elliott Jones is going to be tagged out, and a heads-up play by Howell. He moves down to second base.
yeah, and Elliott gave him, you know, enough time, gave Kai enough time to get down into scoring position there at second base, staying in the rundown. And you can see Elliott here just staying in that rundown long enough to get Kai to second to be in scoring position with 2 outs.
So the DH Ace Webb steps in now. He flew out to center field the first time up, and it looks like he might pop out to Trent Johnson here, which he does, and that's going to end the inning. So he's 0 for 2. But another run across for the Idaho Falls Bandits. We've got 2-7-0 now for Idaho as they take a 2-0 lead over Michigan. Your Louisiana team.
Yeah, but, you know, we've seen a lot of balls on the warning track, and, you know, it may make a big difference.
Here's Griffin Clark. He walked back in the first inning. Yeah, Ryan Alexander, the head coach of this Idaho Falls team, said that when he saw that Louisiana team hit for the first time back in 2019, he was like, whoa. This guy's got
I'll
some
never
guts.
remember that. Yeah, they come out swinging.
There's a high pop-up, and Elliott Jones is going to call off Diesel loose. Second baseman is going out there, but there's one up and one down. A.V. Rivera stepping in now for the second time. He grounded out to the pitcher, Merritt Jones, and is only at bat. Maybe he can make up for that error out in right field now when the ball rolled out to the warning track.
Yeah, Mike, and it's in the first game today with Hawaii and North Dakota, errors was the, you know, Hawaii took advantage of those 4 errors, and it looks like right now Idaho's taking advantage a little bit of those 2 errors and taking some extra bases and actually got a run out of it.
Dan Cronkright, the head coach here of this Michigan team, said if you're looking for an offensive threat, this is the guy right here. He's got great pop, rifle for an arm out in right field, and coming off his freshman season at Oakland University, a Division I school just north of Detroit. Rivera, the MVP of the state tournament.
And that was the first 3-0 ball count there for Merritt today, and comes back with the fastball.
There's a shot. Boy, Merritt Jones is getting a work out of it, showing his golden glove out there on the pitcher's mound.
And that's the second one, if I'm not mistaken, that AV hit really hard. No, but that was the ball was hit very hard back to Merritt there, and he's made 2 plays like that.
That's the 4th time that the ball, either hard or not so hard, but the 4th time that Jones has handled from the hill. So Rivera 0 for 2, and here's Alex Warner. He got it past the pitcher, but grounded out to Diesel, loose at second base, and is only at bat. There's a tap, and look who's there. Merritt Jones again.
5 times. That's the best place to hit it.
Just like Steve Woodard used to do when he was on the hill for the Milwaukee Brewers. Still got a 2-0 ball game. Here comes Michigan now, here for the Bandits.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far. You know, we've seen good defense. We've seen some timely hitting.
And speaking of hitting, R.J. Woods now with one of the 6 base hits for the Bandits. He singled back in the second inning, taking his second swing of the afternoon. His bat really came to life in the postseason. One of the best hitters in the regionals. He was over 600. But we mentioned Rose won the MVP of the regional because he hit and pitched, including that complete game in the championship game. It was a fastball a little bit high. It's something I probably would have swung at. I'm not saying I would have hit it, but I would have swung.
And Max wanted that pitch also, it looked like.
It was a little tapper, handled easy by Al Money. And there's one up and one down. A couple of innings ago, you mentioned the fact that pitchers don't hit anymore. Back in your day, back in my day, especially at Legion Ball. That is a little bit surprising because usually your pitcher is one of your better athletes, if not the best athlete on the team.
I like that, Mike. Usually people don't say that. You know, everybody now in the big league, all the pitchers, you know, the worst one on the field.
Well, you bought me dinner last night, so I figured I could say something like that.
No, but you're right. I mean, usually, pitcher always growing up, little league, whatever, played shortstop, you know, played the positions like that. And now it's become so, like, specialized positions. It's
yeah, we talk about Nate Rose winning the MVP, hitting and pitching. It's pulling a Shoni Otani of the Angels.
Yeah, and that's amazing
That's
what he
pretty-
does.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
man,
amazing.
just throw a ball 100 miles an hour, and then I think he hit his 38th home run last night. Won 11 games, I think, without hitting a home run, but still leading the majors in home runs.
That's crazy. When he was coming over from Japan, he didn't even want to talk to anyone that didn't allow him to play both ways. There's a tapper. Nice play by Money at third base over to Johnson, and there's 2 down. Seems to have a great disposition, too, Otani.
Yeah. I mean, guys like that, imagine if, like Ichiro, if Ichiro would have been over here to start his career. I mean, he was such a tough out at the plate. And
here's Bradley Thompson. He singled back in the second inning. Pop up, shallow right field. Rivera is there, and this time he runs it down. So it's a quick inning for Max Koffler. 1, 2, 3. He could pull, his pitch count. He wants his ace. Obviously, you're on a pitch count here in the World Series. And exactly what is the pitch count if you go the distance? 105 pitches, I think it is, or something like that?
Yeah, I don't think it is. But, anything over 81, you got to wait 4 days to come back. Okay. Anything over 81. And
so anything over 81. So you can go. You can keep going?
That's a great question. It used to be max. Yeah, there it is. Max 105.
105. Okay.
Yeah, 105. So anything. So he could actually come back and pitch the last day if it worked out.
Derek Boer, he's 1 for 1 now. He had the infield single back in the second inning. Grounds out to Diesel loose, and there's 1 up and 1 down. So were you one of those pitchers that could hit then as a kid?
Yeah, I was going to college to actually play pitch and hit at the University of Tennessee. And
oh, you were?
Yeah, Todd Helton was there, and Bubba Trammell, A.J. Brzezinski was going with me there. And
but Money lured you to the bigs instead?
Yeah, just time to get going professional baseball. And
so how long did you spend in the minors then before?
2.5 years. I made it up at my major league debut. I was 22 years old, just turned 22.
And more on that after this pitch. In your debut, you beat Roger Clemens, right?
Yeah, boyhood idol. Fortunate enough to beat him 1-0, struck out 12. And
did you go shake his hand after the game?
Actually, he come over and told me to get my jersey and let him sign it. So I went and got my jersey. He signed it, to Woody's. He'd won 5 Cy Youngs at the time. And
that's pretty cool.
Signed it Cy 5, and, it was cool. Got it hanging up in the house. And
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, he was pretty cool about it.
There's Krzyzak, the DH, breaking pitch outside for a ball. And the count goes to 3-1 on Brody Krzyzak, who got on a fielder's choice back in the second inning.
That was a good pitch there. Good fastball down and away.
So Jones once again finds himself in a full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He loses him. It's a second walk given up by Jones so far.
And, right here, Coach Alexander's playing the, we were just talking about the pitch count. He's sitting at pitch number 60. If he throws another pitch, he's going to have to wait 3 days to come back. But, man, it's a tough call, Mike. It's 2-0, man. I mean, what you going to do?
You're like one of the parents. He said, Ryan was saying yesterday in the meeting, he said, you know what, sometimes I pull a pitcher with a 2-1 count. The parents are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He goes, well, you got to save this guy. It's going to be interesting to see if he, it looks like he's going to leave him in.
Yeah, and here on the screen, 0-30, you can pitch the next day. 31-45, got to wait a day. 46-60, 2 days rest. 61-83, 81 plus 4 days. So those, that one pitch at 31, this 61st pitch right here, if he throws this pitch, and it's 3 days.
There's Trent Johnson. Got the name of that bandit 2 years ago that was drafted by the Rangers. Pitches at Utah now.
Yeah, Mr. Hostert, yeah. Merritt Jones reminds me a lot of him. And, he threw the first day, come back and threw the last day. And then we had a rain delay.
Oh, that was a shame. We had a standing room only crowd. A lot of electricity in the air, and but we also had a lot of rain in the air, as you mentioned. And the next day, the crowd had to go to work, of course, and the crowd dissipated. And I felt like, personally, that a lot of the air had been let out of the balloon. As far as the excitement, of course, and not taking anything away from Alexander and his Bandits, they won it. 5-3 over Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah, and Fargo did a great job, coming out and had a great game plan. And if I'm not mistaken, they knocked him out earlier in the game, and then Idaho to come back and win it the next day.
1-1 count now on Trent Johnson, the first baseman. He grounded out to Jones. Who so far has handled 5 ground balls here this afternoon. This isn't for a strike. It's 1-2. Johnson 3 for 10 with 3 ribbies in that regional. But when you think about it, I mean, I've had this conversation with my 10-year-old grandson several times. 3 for 10, that means you're failing 7 times, but you're still an all-star.
Yeah, people don't look at it that way, and guys in the big leagues, they go 3 for 10, and they're in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Heck, now the way things are, you can go as long as you hit 250 and hit 30 home runs, everybody's happy.
You mentioned Idaho coming back. Idaho Falls coming back to win the championship 2 years ago. We mentioned the Bandits that made the all-tournament team, and the team from Fargo actually had more players on that all-tournament team. They came up 2 runs short, 5-3 in that championship game. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Jones, outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was a little bit further out than RJ. Looked like he tried to bring it back, but no call.
Fly ball, left field, very high. It's not carrying quite deep enough. A nice job by Robinson out in left field, catches it right on the warning track.
Well, Mike, right there, it just brings into play moving the fence in, and you can see I never thought that ball was going to make it to the warning track, and it was right on the warning track.
Yeah, he might have had one if he didn't get under it quite that. That last ball game that you called, the Massachusetts kid, I forgot, I didn't write down the name, but probably the most impressive hit I've seen so far, even though it was an out. That long fly ball to right field that was really high.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a thing of beauty. They all count as an out, I guess, unless it drops in or gets over the wall. At least that's what they tell me. Here's Nolan Sanders. He struck out. 1 of 2 strikeouts so far for Jones. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. As a matter of fact, that's when both strikeouts occurred for Jones. Boy, this is the first batter he's been behind 3-0. This one was up high.
Yeah, and actually the number 9 guy in the lineup, too, and got the leadoff guy sitting over there on deck. And not what you want to do here.
Lost him on 4 straight pitches. So the number 9 hitter gets on with the base on balls, the 3rd walk. And we go to the top of the order with Al Money. So Merritt Jones went 8 in the 3rd in the regionals, picked up a win. Opposition hit 182 against this right-hander. And so far he's holding Michigan to 1 base hit. It was an infield single.
Yeah, and Idaho's got somebody going in the bullpen, getting loose quick. Or that's not maybe number 22, Dayton Robinson.
Nice job by Woods. Almost got back to the backstop as Michigan has that runner up in scoring position at second base for Money. Money with a .542 on base percentage in the regionals, hitting .438. The column L. Official name, Alexander. Alexander Money.
And he's money.
There's a shot. This is going to bring in a run. Runners moving down to third. There's one run in, and runners on second and third now with 2 down. As the leadoff man, Al Money, that 19 ribbies during the regular season, picked up a big one right there for Michigan.
Yes, he did. That was a good job of taking the ball right up the middle and went from first to third, and then Kai come up. We can see the hit here, and runner on first made it to third easy, and Kai actually should have went to second with that ball to keep that runner at first, but now they have 2 guys in scoring position.
So Money gets the RBI. He's out at second base. Sanders moves down to third base with 2 down. And the number 2 hitter, Logan McCoy, steps in with an RBI opportunity now, a chance to tie it up. Actually take the lead with the base hit.
Yeah.
He's 0 for 2, grounded out to the pitcher, and he struck out so far. He wanted that one. Nice cut. A swing and a miss, 0-1. McCoy with 4 ribbies in the regionals. Would love to pick up 2 here. There's the 0-1 pitch up in the dirt, and we've got a 2-2 ball game. This one gets away from R.J. Woods, but it has to go as a wild pitch.
Yeah, that's going to go as a wild pitch, bounced in front of the plate, and hard for him to hang on to. Tie ball game, runner on third. And you see this pitch here, it bounced right in front of the plate and jumped right as soon as it hit the ground.
Man on third, 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. And an inside pitch, and it's 1-2.
I'm not sure what that was. It looked like a ball cut back over the plate there at the very end.
This one's fouled back to the screen, and McCoy lives to see another pitch.
Yeah, and that was a pitch Merritt, he kind of hung that one there, and, he wishes he had that one back.
So Idaho with 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Michigan coming back now with 2 in the fifth. Here's the 1-2 delivery from Jones up high, 2-2. And he's going to make Jones work for this one, Woody. Fouls this one back to the screen.
Yeah, and he's at pitch number 79 here.
Almost got past Woods again.
Yeah, lucky that went another wild pitch. And now we're at pitch number 80, and you got to wonder if he's going to take him out before he throws that pitch number 81. And Coach Alexander comes out of the dugout and tells RJ to go out and talk to him for a minute.
Yeah, Jones was cruising right along until here in the fifth inning. And he's had his share of 3-2 counts, though. I will say that.
He has here over the last 2 innings, and, they're probably trying to figure out what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to leave him in there.
Well, Alexander says Jones has a super baseball IQ. Smart kid. That certainly helps when you're pitching. Got him. Inside pitch, and McCoy can't believe it. He thought it was ball 4.
Yes, and that was a tough pitch, and that could have went either way.
So McCoy now with a couple of strikeouts. Oh. Just caught that inside corner with the breaking ball, but Michigan comes back with 2 in the fifth. So now it's 2-6-0 for Idaho, 2-2-2 for Michigan. All tied up at 2-2. Back inside Keeter Stadium, Mike Lease along with Steve Woodard, the former major leaguer. And what was after you made your debut? You were how old? 22 years old?
I was 22 years old.
And where did you start in the minor leagues? Double A or?
I was in rookie ball in Phoenix, Arizona, and then went to Beloit, Wisconsin next year.
There's a ground ball, a seeing eye single, as Diesel Luce, the number 9 hitter, leads off the bottom of the 5th inning with a base hit for Idaho. Well, that one was placed perfectly in between third and short.
Yeah, you see this right here. Perfectly in there, and now he flips the order, and we got the top of the order back up, and now we got some speed on the bases with the top of the order coming up.
And Nate Rose, he's 1 for 2 and scored a run. He's singled and scored back in the 3rd inning. So what was it like? I mean, obviously it's pretty impressive to be Roger Clemens striking out 12 with your rookie debut, major league debut. But what was it like the first time you took the hill?
I was very nervous, you know.
It was a shot down the right field line, but it's drifting foul into the bullpen area.
Very nervous, but, you know, once you got going, everything was good. But it was all downhill from there, man, I tell you.
What was the worst outing you can remember?
Probably my next start in the big leagues was not that good, and then give up 7 runs in 3 innings and knocked out, and then come back and beat the same team that just beat the crap out of me in the Kingdom, beat them 2-1.
Oh, so your debut was not in County Stadium?
It was in County Stadium.
Oh, it was in
debut
County
was in County Stadium. Then we left, and my second start was in County Stadium, and third start was in the Kingdom, Seattle.
County Stadium, cold beverage and a brat.
Very cold.
No better. There's a little tap foul. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. I'll check that 2-1 on Nate Rose. Alexander said this young man, also with a really good baseball IQ. Super athlete with a great baseball IQ. Pretty good combination. That Hawaii team that you called earlier today, what did they have, 5 valedictorians on the
They have
roster?
5, yeah.
Rose heading for the College of Southern Idaho to play some college baseball. Whoa. Not sure what he was thinking that time. Obviously wasn't protecting the plate. That was way outside.
Yeah, that was way outside. Like, it just maybe even thought the runner might have been in motion going and just threw the bat at it.
So, man on first, 1 down. Here's Jones, Elliott Jones. He singled. Last time up, there's a swing and a miss. Jones at 5'9". He pitched 19 2/3 innings during the regular season. Struck out 21, just walked 7. So you're down 2-0, which isn't terrible, but your offense isn't giving you much. Then all of a sudden you come back and tie it at 2-2. What does that do for your confidence? Here's a drive. This one's headed for the gap, and it's going to find the gap. A bouncer up against the wall. They're going to wave him in. And we have a 3-2 ball game with a stand-up double by Elliott Jones.
Well, Mike, you see this fastball down and away, and Elliott Jones just went with it and drove it into the gap for a double, scoring that run from first, and Idaho gets that 1 run back, and got a runner in scoring position here. Here still in the bottom of the 5th.
Elliott Jones with 41 ribbies in the regular season. He had 5 in the regionals. Picked up a big one right there. This one's fouled back to the screen by Mac Jepson, who had the RBI back in the third inning. So the Bandits going in the first, third, and now in the fifth to take a 3-2 lead. Wow, backhanded beautifully down at third base by Money. Fires it across to Trent Johnson. Big time play that time by the third baseman.
Wow, that's a nice play right there.
Stepping in, center fielder, Kai Howell, number 1.
So runner still on second base. Here's the left-hander now, Kai Howell.
Fu Manchu.
Tried to bunt back in the first inning. Got on with the error. Then he tapped one back to Coughlin in the third inning, and a 1-5, 2-5 throw at third base, so he got on again. And a fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 2.
Another tough pitch there. Max wanted that.
One and two, swing and a miss by Howell. There's a ground ball to second base, handled easily by McCoy. Fires it over to Johnson for the third out. But the Bandits of Idaho Falls, they push another one across. A big RBI double by Elliott Jones. And it's 3-2 Idaho over Michigan.
Dive and play, 1 out.
So Clark, here's A.V. Rivera. Breaking pitch, slow curveball, misses. Rivera 0 for 2, grounding out to the power hitter, grounding out to the pitcher, both in the first and fourth inning.
Yeah, we kind of wondered what Coach Alexander was going to do if he was going to bring Merritt Jones back out. He had Dayton Robinson loose in the bullpen, and
so let me see. Today's Thursday. If Jones goes the distance or whatever,
he could come back on Tuesday if they make it to the
and that's the championship game.
Championship game. Yeah.
So Rivera draws a base on balls, gets on base for the first time this afternoon. They'll bring up Alex Warner, the catcher. He's 0 for 2, grounding out to the second baseman and the pitcher.
And that may be it for him, Mike. Looks like he's getting a little tired. And
so what is that, 87 pitches?
87 pitches. And man, it's tough in this heat. Or he may talk him out of it, you know. We know he's a guy that wants the ball, and hey, talked him out of it.
Talked him out of it.
I like it.
So Ryan Alexander, the head coach, also the head coach of Bonneville High School in Idaho. So Michigan trailing by 1 with a man on now. Rivera after the walk down at first base. Nice cut by Warner, but 0-1.
Yeah, my old thing is when the coach goes out, first pitch after, always a strike, and always happens.
Nice pitch on the outside corner, and it's 0-2 on Alex Warner. Just completed his sophomore season, a rising junior out of Clare High School, just north of Mount Pleasant. Swing and a miss, and there's the third strikeout for Merritt Jones.
Looked like a completely different pitcher after Ryan Alexander went out and talked to him. And 3 pitches and got a strikeout. You see that high fastball up and away, and
It's hard to lay off of that one, though.
yes, it is, especially for a lefty.
I apologize. That's his 4th strikeout now for Merrick Jones, and there's 2 down. There's a fly ball into the corner and right. It's drifting foul. Barely. That would have tied the ball game. So Derek Boer has to come back and try it again. Boer 1 for 2 with an infield single and grounded out to the second baseman loose. His last at bat in the 5th inning. Ooh. Hit him.
And Merritt Jones just kind of had a block. He went to the windup with that runner on first base and then caught himself in the middle of the delivery and tried to hurry to get the ball to home plate. You see here on camera, he went to the windup and he caught it in between it, and he's like, man, I got to hurry. And then he got in a hurry and a rush, and his arm didn't get out front. And, you know, it'd been better to just pick your leg up and throw it at that point. But
So Brody Krzyzak steps in right now. He had .429 with 3 ribbies in the regionals. RBI opportunity here. Runner at second base with 2 down. Tapper to the right side, and it's going to be handled unassistedly by Bradley Thompson. And Merritt Jones is out of the inning, but Michigan strands 2 more after.
he's done a great job on the mound today, and you know, right here in this ball game, and with the exception of maybe an error, it should be a tie ball game.
2 errors.
2 errors, yeah.
Throwing error, then the one at Rivera in right field where the ball got down to the warning track. So Coughlin trying to get out of this inning, and Michigan will have 1 more shot to tie it up or take the lead here in the 7th. Here's Ace Webb. Flew out to center field in the 2nd, and then popped up to the first baseman in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2.
And look at the difference, Mike, in the total pitches. You know, Max is at 68 pitches there, and Merritt's at 93 after 6.
Boy, Webb just graduated from Thunder Ridge High School, had a great regional, 625. 625, he led the team with 10 base hits. So Trent Johnson handles this one by himself, and there's 1 up and 1 down in the 6th inning. Goes down as 3 unassisted, and here comes R.J. Woods. He's 1 for 2, he's singled. Stranded at second base back in the 2nd inning, and then he lined a shot down to Al Money in the 4th. So Woods at 6'1", 220, just finished his sophomore season of playing for Alexander at Bonneville High School. Young right-hander. Got a couple of base hits in the championship game. Idaho Falls back in 2019 went 5-1 in the regionals before winning the World Series. They ran the table in the regionals this year.
Wow, Max Warner, that was a good pitch. Not sure where that was at. Let's look at this pitch, Mike. Might have been a little low, but
so 1 down. Max Coughlin now working with a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Back in 2019, this Idaho Falls had the 5th best team average, batting average at .265, but pitching and defense were spectacular. There's a shot up the middle for a base hit. Coughlin didn't even want any part of that one. So R.J. Woods gets his 2nd base hit. He's 2 for 4. Chandler Robinson steps in.
Yeah, R.J. Woods has done everything. I mean, he's just a good hitter, puts the ball in play, and second hit of the day.
So Chandler Robinson, who had 26 ribbies in the regular season, he's 0 for 2. High pitch, protecting the runner. Here's the throw, in time. And Michigan wipes the bases clean.
Yeah, he threw 105, and we're just sitting here talking about this in the break. If what would you do if you're the coach? And I guess he knows Merritt, and he's leaving him out there to let him try to finish this ball game.
Maybe he thinks he had a really quick inning. 12 pitches isn't a lot.
Yeah, and Merritt talked him out. It looked like he talked him out last inning, leaving him out there, and he got out of it.
So it's going to be the 8-9 and the top of the order here in the 7th inning, trailing by 1. Trent Johnson, the first baseman, leading things off. He's 0 for 2, grounded to the pitcher and flew out to the left fielder, Chandler Robinson. First pitch is in for a strike. Oh, there's that pitch that they lay off. Not quite sure if you go after that one. Wow, 3 straight pitches, and it's a strikeout. The 5th strikeout now for Jones.
Wow, that pitch looked like it was maybe right over the plate. I mean, it didn't even look like it was on the corner, but hard to see. Yeah, that's just a good quality pitch on the outside part of the plate. Maybe he was confused what he was going to get.
Here's the center fielder, Nolan Sanders. Squares around, and the home plate umpire, Roger Wolf, defers down to first base. Jeff Maxey says no, he didn't go after it. It's close, but it's ball 1. Sanders also struck out back in the 3rd. Then he's walked and scored on a wild pitch in his last at bat. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
There's that slider. It's right on the corner. And this will be pitch number 100 right here.
Fastball inside for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike on Sanders, who bats right, throws left. Dan Cronkite was saying, should have been the opposite way.
Should have been the opposite way.
There's a bouncer. Tough to handle. Boy, great comeback, though.
Wow.
Great job by Mac Jepson.
Staying with that. That was a great play.
I didn't know if that was going to go down an E5 or a base hit, but it's a moot point. As Jepson, like you said, hangs with it
He
beautifully.
hung with it, picked him up. Kids at home, pick it up with your bare hand, and was able to get him out. Now, Michigan's down to their last out.
So maybe it will be a 1-2-3 inning. Here's the top of the order. Money, who had the RBI single. He's 1 for 3.
But
That's
either
the
way it
first
goes,
strike.
Mike is his last hitter no matter what.
Got 2 pitches left, right?
2 pitches left, and
This one's going to be popped out of play, so he's got 1 pitch left, and he's not. He's ahead in the count 1-2.
yeah, I mean, they're able to. If you start the count or start the batter before it reaches 105, you can finish the at bat with the pitch count going over.
Well, there's 105 right there. It's 2-2 with 2 outs, down by 1, 3-2. This Midland program making their 10th trip to the World Series, 8th since 2008. There's a foul tap back to the screen, and Money stays alive.
And Money, man, he has a, if I'm not mistaken, looks like a Fu Manchu, a pretty good one.
Breaking pitch. The leadoff man, Money, gets caught looking. And Merritt Jones goes the distance in a 3-2 victory. Your thoughts, Woody?
Man, I'll tell you what, it was all Merritt Jones, and he complete game, 2 runs, and they were able to get some timely hitting, but Max Coughlin for Michigan. Threw a great game, Mike, also, but Merritt comes out on top.
Really was a good baseball game. Idaho now at 3-9-0, Michigan 2-2-2. So pool play, big victory for Idaho as they get into the win column, and Michigan will have to fight out of it tomorrow. Or they're off tomorrow, I think, maybe on Saturday. So Michigan goes to 0-1. Massachusetts and Idaho from the Stripes division or the pool play, both 1-0. Hawaii winning the first game today, and coming up next, we got a good ball game too. A very talented Ridge, Maryland baseball team against another good talented team from Tupelo, Mississippi. So your final thoughts, Woody, before we say goodbye?
Man, that's just it's been some good baseball all day. That was a great game there, and man, I'm looking forward to this next game, Mike.
So the defending champions from Idaho Falls gets the victory on the opening day. And coming up next, Tupelo, Mississippi against Ridge, Maryland at 7 o'clock on ESPN.